On January 7th, 2026, Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old U.S. citizen, was fatally shot by an immigration and customs enforcement agent in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The incident occurred during a large-scale immigration enforcement operation, with Good in her car when ICE agents approached. As she began to drive away, an agent fired 3 shots, killing her, sparking immediate public outrage and protests. The federal government, including President Donald Trump and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, quickly defended the ICE agent's actions. They stated the officer acted in self-defense, claiming Good attempted to run him over and characterizing her actions as an act of domestic terrorism. Vice President J.D. Vance publicly blamed Good for her own death, calling it a tragedy of her own making, while DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin affirmed a video claiming Good weaponized her vehicle. However, this account has been widely contested by eyewitnesses, local leaders, and analysis of video footage. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey explicitly called the federal self-defense claim bullshit, stating video evidence did not support the assertion. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz urged people not to believe the propaganda machine from the federal government, finding it beyond me that Noem had already determined Good's motive. Bystander videos circulating online contradict the federal narrative, showing the ICE officer firing into Good's vehicle as she drove away. A retired ICE agent reviewed bystander video frame by frame, questioning the tactical advantage of an officer being in front of a moving vehicle. The shooting of Renee Nicole Good occurred less than a mile from where George Floyd was killed in 2020, a fact that resonated deeply within the community. Traherne Cruz, co-founder of Black Lives Matter Minnesota, noted the incident brought all of those feelings back and that Minnesotans are prepared to fight for accountability. The Minneapolis City Council issued a joint statement identifying Good as a resident whose life was taken at the hands of the federal government and demanding ICE leave Minneapolis. Good's mother, Donna Ganger, described her daughter as extremely compassionate and denied she was part of any anti-ICE protests, stating Good was likely terrified. Good was a poet, writer, wife, and mother of 3 who had recently moved to Minneapolis from Missouri. Her ex-husband stated she had just dropped off their son at school. Some reports suggest Good was acting as a legal observer of ICE activities or was part of an ICE Watch rapid responder group. The reaction to Good's death has spread nationwide, with demonstrations and vigils taking place in numerous cities beyond Minneapolis. Protesters have voiced anger over Good's death and the continued presence of ICE in their communities, with calls to abolish ICE. In Minneapolis, protests drew crowds of hundreds, growing to thousands, with federal law enforcement using tear gas and pepper spray. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz even announced he was preparing the Minnesota National Guard, and Minneapolis public schools canceled classes due to safety concerns. Investigations into the shooting are ongoing, though the process has been contentious, with the FBI taking control of the criminal investigation. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension reported being denied continued access to key case materials, reversing an earlier agreement for a joint investigation. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty and the Minnesota Attorney General's office have announced a joint effort to collect and preserve evidence. The lack of cooperation from federal authorities has made local investigations extremely difficult, if not impossible, leading to concerns about accountability. Some speculate that a civil wrongful death lawsuit might be a more accessible path to justice for Good's family. Protests are expected to continue across the country until accountability is achieved, with organizers planning further demonstrations. Investigations into the death of Renee Nicole Good are ongoing, and public pressure for accountability remains high.